So I've got a garden project that involves trellis and 8-foot long 4-inch fence post, and it's going to look pretty stupid if I don't get it absolutely level. Because of the length this is going to run, it's not really going to be very easy to peg it out properly with levels. So I thought we'd try one of these. I think it says Huepar Pro. It's a 360 degree self-leveling cross-line laser level. So yeah, we're going to give this a bash, and I thought I might as well do a video on it, as I haven't done a YouTube video for quite some time. So it comes in its own case, yeah, cheap case, rubberized handle. Okay, so we have, let's start with the little accessories. Looks like we've got a remote control with a battery. Looks like you can switch the horizontal and vertical lines. We have got a target that will clip on. Looks like it's got a magnet on the top as well, so there's various ways that you can put that target in place. A tiny little user manual. We have the rechargeable battery. You can also plug in USB devices to that to charge them. There's a little port on the front here, a USB-C port. Check the charge there, I think. Yeah, fully charged. So yeah, that looks quite good. Yeah, some sort of stand, really powerful. I mean, that really is a strong grip. So yeah, you can obviously move that backwards and forwards. Looks pretty well made. Got a foam block, which I guess is just for padding. Green goggles. This is a little mini stand. So if you're doing tiling, perhaps on a work surface, you can just put that down onto the work surface and adjust it as required. Again, I mean, it's all relatively cheaply made, quite some sharp edges there to be aware of, but yeah, for the prices. Some sort of tripod-y base, yeah, that will screw onto any standard tripod, and the actual unit's going to fit into there. Again, quite hard plastic. Yeah. And that actually, you can see the way that angle is changing with this screw. If I screw it right in, it's going to go back the other way. Not quite sure why we have that limited range there. USB to the USB-C, a standard UK adapter, and then this great big stand. Again, that is height adjustable. It's quite that is quite coarse, to say the least. I can barely get that to go up the scale. Very, very coarse. Yeah, well, as you can see, great big teeth into that, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Looks like it is magnetic on the back, so you can have the stand going a number of ways. Yeah, don't really know what these are for. Oh, you can move it this backwards and forwards this way, up and down. I think you can move it around somehow, but obviously how that works. And then we have the main unit here. So we've got rubberized controls on the front, battery slots in there, so we've got laser level, lasers coming out of here, and the top here. So oh, and the bottom as well. Yeah, maybe. So let's slot that battery in. Yeah, I'm going to get the case out of the. Actually, is that about the right height? Yeah, it might be. Actually, I might use the case just to show this. Right, so power on here. There we are. You can probably already see on the wall, I don't know whether you can or not actually, it's probably shining on the camera. So we can do horizontal, that's the higher one, both, I don't know whether you can see that. Let me just bring this camera around and have a look on the screen. Yeah, I don't know why it's flashing like that. So, horizontal, that's off, lower, upper, both. I think it's flashing because I'm wobbling it. Do have gaps, obviously, because of the body of the laser emitter casing. And then we've got vertical, so oh, it's right down below me actually, that one. And let's try that again. Whether you can see that on the wall. Yeah, you probably can. Let me just move this away. They're not the thinnest of lines, but probably perfectly okay. And what we'll do, I think we'll take this outside and just see what this is like in daylight. But so what it's doing is putting a vertical line this way, and it's also, you can't see it, but it's putting a vertical line across that way, if I can get that on the camera. Turn that off. Oh, what's it doing now? So there's a pulse. I don't know what's happening there, but it looks like there's a pulse mode and something else. We'll have to read the instructions. Maybe just turn it off. I guess let's press and hold. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to get this outside, and actually I can probably disconnect the camera for a moment, and we'll take it outside and just see if that is bright or not. Right, let's just turn that on. Well, I don't know about you, but the line, if we can show it, is just there. Not exactly bright, and it doesn't even look bright. It must be, I guess. Let's do the horizontal one as well. Let's get them all working. So we've got a horizontal and a vertical running. Mia, move away please. You can see on my hand, it's there. I can see the vertical one, but I can't see the horizontal one. Oh, there it is, right down there. I didn't realise it was so low. Ah, yeah, look, right down there. Don't really see it, it's just pulsing. So just there. Yeah, very hard to see. It's not exactly the brightest, and we're only about 6 foot away from the fence there. So yeah, definitely not the brightest. I'm going to struggle to find that. Let's grab the target and see if that makes it any easier. Yeah, so this will hang up by the looks of it. Ooh, I don't know though actually. Oh no, it's just props up. Oh, you hang it that way? No idea. You certainly can't pull that up. Whatever, let's just go back out and see if that makes things any different. Let's go right in front of it. This isn't making it any easier, does it? The line is down here. Yeah. Well, it's not very bright outside. It's not exactly a bright day either. So, God, we'll have to try it from a greater distance, I think. Okay, so we were trying this again. I didn't realise I'd had the pendulum in the locked mode. There's a slider at the front, and everything seems to be a little bit brighter since I've unlocked it. If we go to that wall there, hopefully you can see horizontal and vertical lines, and if we go onto that fence, hopefully, yeah, there you go. You can see the lines on there as well. So there you're probably talking, I don't know, 20 foot. You can make things a lot easier if you can't quite see where it is, just by using a white piece of paper and then go onto the wood. So, I mean, I think that's probably reasonable for my situation, considering the price. And if you're buying an expensive professional level one, you're spending probably 3 times as much, easily 500-600 I should imagine. But for my use, that is going to be just perfect. I could easily hang something here exactly the right height and match it right over there on the other wall. So I think, all things considered, then this will be absolutely fine. There's the locking mechanism. Obviously, if you wanted to, lock it at a particular angle, you can do that. So you would just pop it across the locked. You've then got to turn everything back on again on the other side. There we go. And so we want a horizontal one. Oh, it's already on. Yeah. So if you wanted that, you can then move the table and get it to the angle that you want. Let me move it onto the other wall, you can maybe see it a little bit easier. No, you can't. It definitely seems dimmer in the locked. Oh, I can see it on the fence, I don't know whether you can. I'll just wiggle it around a bit. There, you can see it there. But obviously you could then tilt that on the stand if you're doing stairs or something, and lock it at whatever angle you need. Yeah, I think you can see that. So I think we're going to be okay. I don't think this is going to need to go back or anything like that. I think that will be absolutely fine. So yeah, there we go, just a quick look at that Huepar Pro. I'm not sure we've got a model number written on it, have we? Oh yes, we have. It is the ZK04CG. So yeah, there we go. I'll put a link to Amazon, but that's going to do the job for me, I think. Right, so as expected, the instructions were pretty poor, and it talks about a pulse mode for working in brighter conditions, and it's activated when this light is blue. But if you look how bright that is now, as soon as we turn it to that pulse mode, like that, it dims out. Hopefully you can see the difference there. And what it is, it's saying, I think what they're trying to say is you can use a laser sensor with this, obviously sold separately, for working in bright conditions. So yeah, this sensor you would move around until it detects the lines for working in, you know, very bright conditions. So it probably doesn't need to be as bright, and that probably saves some battery power, but it's not really very clear in the instructions. You have to interpret that. And of course the other problem I've got now is I've taken everything out of the box and I've literally got no idea how that's all going back in there. So I'm hoping there's a picture on their website of how to get all this, or how it came, or whether I filmed it all at the start of this video, because I've got no clue how to get it back in there. That's something else I just realised. If I can turn that off. Oh, yeah, hang on. Hold for a couple of seconds and power it down, or maybe not. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, how ridiculous, can't turn it off. I'll put it in locked position and that's turned it off. That's a bit odd. Just a couple of seconds press to turn it on. There we are. And seconds to turn it off. So yeah, it seems to behave differently in locked mode and unlocked mode. So if we switch it to unlocked, it automatically comes on, and it's bleeping to say it's not level. So that works quite well. Yeah. Obviously correct a certain amount, but not masses, and it's telling you it's out of level. And I don't think we can turn it off in that mode. We can only select pulse mode or back to normal. Yeah, definitely doesn't want to turn off, so you've got to lock it. I expect that protects the laser assemblies as well if they're in the locked position, so makes sense. Just the instructions are not the best, and this is not a good idea. A battery that just simply lifts off. I think they could have gone you know, the extra bit and actually had that locking in place. Probably isn't going to make a massive amount of difference in this situation. It wouldn't have hurt, you know, if they can do it on pretty much every power tool I've ever had, and all of the drones and things all have locking batteries. Could have devised something, I think, for that price. Anyway, there we go. Quick look at that.